Do you know Steve Richard? He's toured with everyone from Craig Morgan to Leonard Skinner. Country superstar John Rich took notice of Steve and produced his debut CD. In 2009, the Inspirational Country Music Awards named him Best New Artist of the Year, and he's been nominated for 2 more ICM awards this year. Steve just finished his most recent project, a brand new album called Up to Something. So, if you don't know Steve Richard, why not get to know him right now?
We've really captured on this album the whole rhythm and western type of style of country music.
Steve Richard talks about the music that influenced him while he was growing up.
Our main entertainment was my dad's component stereo system, and we always had records playing, a lot of folk music, Peter, Paul and Mary, Bob Dylan, and then the Beatles. I watched the Monkees on TV. Graham Parsons, yeah, the gateway drug to country music. I love Buck Owens, Waylon Jennings, George Jones. That's the music that I like the best. When we first came to Nashville, we came in and recorded our first album with John Rich.
Steve's recording sessions with John Rich as his producer led to some unexpected surprises for one of the songs they cut and for Steve himself.
I wrote 7 songs with Michael Bradford, who some of you know from Kid Rock and Uncle Kracker and Travis Tritt, and there was a song called Make It Into Heaven, and I really didn't think of a Christian audience when I was doing it. I was just talking about my life, and then that song ended up being nominated for Song of the Year in the CCMA, and went to number 3 on the chart. I really didn't think I was gonna. Well, I ended up winning Best New Artist, and I was in the venue, but I was backstage talking with Craig Morgan, and my dad was in the audience, and he came running backstage and said, "You won! You got to get out there!" And I actually missed the presentation of it. I had no idea that I was going to win that. And the new album is something that we wanted to make sure we could play it in and out of church.
For his new album, Up to Something, Steve Richard has created music that transcends genres, working with renowned Nashville producer Phil O'Donnell.
Phil O'Donnell is the greatest country producer. And you know if you did something good, because he would say, yeah, well, that didn't piss me off too much, you know, and he'd say, okay, well, I guess I did that one all right, you know.
It's all about great songs, right? Well, Steve talks about some of the new songs he's recorded for Up to Something, including the first single, already getting a lot of praise, 80 Acre Church.
But if you ask him, he'll say he's just another heart of faith out there on an 80-acre church.
People misread maybe what somebody's doing. They just see the old man on the tractor, and what he really has is his own ministry. That is his ministry as he's riding through his fields. Love's Gotta Go Somewhere, I think, is a really masterful piece of writing. The way that story unfolds as a true story, and I told it in the first person. It has a surprising ending.
What makes this place so special, heaven only knows. But if you asked me why, I'd say, well, I suppose love's gotta go somewhere. Love's gotta go somewhere.
Invisible Hand is one of my favorites. It has a sound that is that rhythm and western, something new that people say that I've never heard anybody sound like you before.
There's an invisible hand that's guiding us all, holding us, helping us, under us, to catch us when we fall. And when I'm out on my own, spinning out of control, I try to let go the best that I can, and trust in that invisible hand.
To find out more about Steve Richard, check out his new website, SteveRichardMusic.com, and also become friends with him on Facebook. Get to know Steve Richard. People across the country are about to do just that.